Cause when I start spitting too much drive, need some power steering, cruising to a better vision, y'all. Can you hear me now? 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 Mama, dirty the roads that I've traveled, but I'm on my way. Mama, trust all the steps on my journey, 'cause I'll be okay. I know it's gotta hurt when you know you could've had a president. Guess that I would rather be the man. Maybe one day I'll go back to school. Think I'm probably kidding, but I still mean it. They've been trying to screw me, but I've been a genius. Daddy looking more like home since I made moves. Can you hear me now? 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 They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, cut the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Look at them, how to make it in America.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, in Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington Redskins and the Dallas Cowboys. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The drive starts with a run by Cobb. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
They'll run with Cobb. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up. Now a toss play. Cobb. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
12 yards there as they move the chains.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. He's going to air one out. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He's got a man, it's Corey Coleman. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The result, a 1st down as a quick slant gets him 14. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 now. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Cowboys have recovered. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Well, to me, that's taking a big gamble defensively because that alignment you see, that's normally something you see down near the goal line. Because now, if they decide to go play action, something should be open there, and I think open big.
So maybe that's something that gets filed away for later.
I think without a doubt, you write it down, and if you see that look at a later date, go ahead and take your shot.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. There's just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Here's Breida. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Check. 4 down. Set. 3-19.
Now it's Breida. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Darnold. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. So out now come the Redskins. And they got across the 50 last time, but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team, because now your defense has to make that stand up.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. And here's Wilson to throw again, eluding the pressure right. And that one falls incomplete. A 50-50 ball, a little dangerous, could have been picked. Now it's 3rd down. Now keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first-quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It was called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in there, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can, and it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense. Everybody wants a piece of that pie.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On 1st down, Wilson. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
Throwing deep here for Coleman. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The intended target was Corey Coleman. 3rd down here.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Here's Wilson to throw. Coleman has it here right side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A pickup of 11, and it moves the chains. Throwing again here, Wilson. Being chased out left. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. flush to his right. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Second and 10. It's Wilson again. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, Wilson. That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. On the toss, here's Cobb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. Randall Cobb, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Redskins are able to strike for 6.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Patriot! Detroit!
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
All right, 14, 14, tempo.
Wilson now throwing again. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Randy Gregory in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. They go play action now. Wilson. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're 1 to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
Set. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of 1. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it. Those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now Wilson on 1st down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. This is Breida. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. 1:59 to go in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Throwing here on third down. Darnold trying to lay one up deep. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Now a carry for Kyle. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
From the 9, here's 2nd and 9.
Well, got it. 14.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. He sets to fire deep. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 44-yard line. Big yardage that time for the Redskins. 47 yards. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll go deep down the middle. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
12, 14, 19. Go.
Wilson going to throw again. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. The Redskins on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 11.
Gotta go.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And he finds his man Griffin. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. DJ Chark with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Redskins find a way to stretch their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Bosher to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And solid field position here to start. as they get it out to the 40-yard line.
Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get into that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Breida, and the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
All right, here we go.
Now a toss play. It's Breida. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. 64 was Matt Prater's record. This would top that by a yard. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Redskins who have the lead here. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They run again with Breida. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3:19. 3:19. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
And Darnold just beating the play clock. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Now, that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Green, 39. Green.
On 1st down, it's Darnold. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Derek Rivers in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year.
Gone, gone. Gone, gone. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 2nd down, Darnold. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
19. Run left, run left. 14, got it.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Busted. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off inside the 10. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Well, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
They'll begin the drive with Breida. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Clayton Geathers makes the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on second down is Darnold. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Set! Green, 39! Green!
They run with Breida, and he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So they decline it as that will bring up 4.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Now they are going for it. Darnold. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 32. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Troy Apke. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Now a handoff looking right. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Marty! Now let's go!
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing, often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida, and he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 3, 9, 2.
On 1st down, Darnold. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. So they lost yardage, and they declined the penalty. There's no logical reasoning to do that.
I'm trying to go through this little Rolodex in this small brain of mine, and I'm coming up with nothing, partner. I've got zip on that one. Take the yardage, right? Take the penalty. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.